Dear students, in this video we are going to see about the Unit 3 Generation of High Voltage. The learning objective of this video is what are the applications of high voltages? What are the various types of high voltages for testing? That is why we are in need of high voltage and various types of high voltages for testing purposes. Then how to generate high voltage DC using half wave rectifier, also from the full wave rectifier. Then we will see about the what are the constraints or circuit design of half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. Then the effect of ripple voltage on DC output for both half wave and full wave rectifier. These are the things we are going to see in this video. Let us see one by one. First we will see about the application of high voltage. The high voltage is required in electron microscopes, X-ray units, electrostatic precipitators, particle accelerators, testing of power apparatus used in transmission of power at extra high voltage of 400 kilovolt and higher, electron microscopes, X-ray units, electrostatic precipitators, particle accelerators, testing of power apparatus used in transmission of power at extra high voltage, that is EHV of 400 kilovolt and higher. These are the applications that require high voltage. So we have to generate high voltage for these purposes. In electrical engineering, mainly high voltages are used for insulation testing of power apparatus. Mainly we are going for the insulation testing using high voltage. The following types of high voltages are generated for this purpose, for the testing purpose. They are high DC voltage by half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier with voltage doubler. They are the circuits used to generate high DC voltage. Then high AC voltage of power frequency, that is with 50 Hz. Then high AC voltage of high frequency. Then high transient or impulse voltage of very short duration, that is lightning over voltages are produced. Then transient voltages of long duration, that is switching surges. These are the voltages which will be generated for the purpose of insulation testing of power apparatus. We will see need for high currents. In high voltage testing, the insulation failure results. So we have to generate high current for testing purpose. The current due to high DC and AC voltage is limited to less than 1 ampere. The current due to high DC and AC voltage is limited to less than 1 ampere. Current is limited to few amperes for impulse voltage. For general voltage, current is limited to 1 ampere. But for the impulse voltage, current is limited to few amperes. Then current of several hundred amperes results during short circuit testing of switchgear. Currents of several hundred amperes results during short circuit testing of switchgear. Then very high currents up to 100 kiloampere is observed during testing of surge diverters. Very high currents up to 100 kiloampere is observed during testing of surge diverters. So we have to generate high currents. Let us see about the generation of high DC voltage. That is how we are generating DC voltage with high value. High DC voltages are used in insulation testing of cables and capacitors. It is mainly used for testing insulation cables and capacitors. For charging the impulse generator units at voltages of 100 kilovolt to 200 kilovolt. For charging the impulse generator units at voltages of 100 kilovolt to 200 kilovolt. Electronic valve rectifiers are used for voltages up to 100 kilovolt and current of 100 milliampere. For higher ratings, we are going for the electronic valve rectifiers. The electronic valve rectifiers are used for voltages up to 100 kilovolt and current of 100 milliampere. Then special construction of cathode and filament is required due to high electrostatic fields. If we are giving high electrostatic fields, then the special construction of cathode and filament is required. First, let us see about the generation of high DC voltage using half wave rectifier. The diagram shows the half wave rectifier. It has the high voltage transformer. The supply voltage is input AC and we are using a single diode with capacitor. Capacitor is used for the rectification of ripple voltage. Then there will be a load resistance RL. During the positive half cycle, the rectifier, that is the diode, is forward bias. See the diagram. During the forward bias, the diode D is forward biased and the current is flowing via the green color symbol. That is via diode to the load resistance RL. So the rectifier, that is the diode, is forward biased and the current is flowing via the green color symbol. The capacitor gets charged to Vmax during this period. The capacitor gets charged to Vmax during this period. Then during negative half cycle, rectifier is reverse biased. That is the diode is reverse biased. See the diagram. The diode is reverse biased. The red color symbol shows the reverse biased diode. Now the current is flowing via RL becomes 0 since there won't be no current since the diode is reverse biased. Now the capacitor is discharged the voltage Vmax. The current flowing direction is given by the red color symbol. The capacitor discharges through RL. In the positive half cycle, capacitor gets charged to Vmax since the rectifier is forward biased. In the negative half cycle, rectifier is reverse biased and the capacitor discharges through RL. It is a waveform of the half wave rectifier. First one is the voltage with respect to time. It is the input voltage, high voltage DC. Then the output voltage, high voltage DC, is given by the second waveform. First one is the high voltage AC input waveform. Second one is the high voltage DC output waveform, in which during the positive half cycle the wave is rectified since the diode is forward biased. The wave symbol represents the waveform across load resistance. The line symbol represents the voltage across capacitor. The del V is the voltage difference. It is the positive half cycle voltage. During negative half cycle, diode does not conduct. And again during the positive half cycle, diode will conduct. During negative half cycle, diode doesn't conduct. This is the operation of the rectifier, half wave rectifier. It is for the load resistance RL without capacitor. If you include the value of capacitor, you will get the charging and discharging. During positive half cycle, diode will forward biased and the capacitor is charged. And during negative half cycle, capacitor is discharged. The difference between charging and discharging voltage is called as del V. During positive half cycle, diode is forward biased and the capacitor is charging. And during negative half cycle, diode is reverse biased and it is discharged. Let us see the circuit operation. During positive half cycle, the capacitor gets charged to maximum AC voltage of secondary side of high voltage transformer Vmax. In the negative half cycle, the capacitor discharges to load RL. The capacitor value is chosen such that time constant RLC, that is RC, is at least 10 times the time period of AC supply. The rectifier valve must have peak inverse voltage, that is PIV, of at least 2 Vmax, To limit the charging current, additional resistance is connected in series with secondary winding. It is not shown here. To limit the charging current, additional resistance also added in series with the secondary winding. So we will get the peak inverse voltage of 2 Vmax, and to limit the charging current we have to add additional resistance in series with secondary winding. For DC voltages of 50 kilovolt and above, the electron tube rectifier, for less than 50 kilovolt ordinary diodes are used. For DC voltages of 50 kilovolt and above, the electron tube rectifier valve is of special construction due to presence of high electrostatic field is used. For more than 50 kilovolt, we are going for the electron tube rectifier valve. During non-conduction period, that is during the negative half cycle, the heater filament and the cathode experience mechanical forces due to field gradient. Due to the field gradient, the non-conduction period, the heater filament and the cathode experience mechanical forces, and anode is fixed firmly to the valve cover on one side. The cathode and heater filament are covered with protective grid made of steel mesh maintained at cathode potential on the other end of the valve. A single electron tube of peak inverse voltage 250 kilovolt is available. Single electron tube of peak inverse voltage 250 kilovolt is available in the half-wave rectifier. In modern high voltage laboratories, semiconductor rectifiers using silicon diodes are used, having peak inverse voltage of 1 kilovolt to 2 kilovolt. In present high voltage laboratories, semiconductor rectifiers using silicon diodes are used. Instead of valve type of rectifiers, we are going for the semiconductor rectifiers of silicon diodes, and they are having the peak inverse voltage of 1 kilovolt to 2 kilovolt. For high voltage generation, selenium stacks of maximum peak inverse voltage of 500 kilovolt are used without use of voltage grading capacitors. For high voltage generation, selenium stacks for more than 2 kilovolt, we are going for the selenium stacks of maximum peak inverse voltage of 500 kilovolt are used without use of voltage grading capacitors. Let us see about the ripple voltage. Ripple voltage depends on supply frequency, time constant RC, and transformer leakage reactance XL. The ripple voltage, which is depends on supply frequency, time constant RC, and transformer leakage reactance XL. The ripple content of half-wave rectifier is more compared to full-wave rectifier due to long discharge time of capacitor. Ripple content of half-wave rectifier is more compared to full-wave rectifier due to long discharge time, since during negative half cycle diode will not conduct, therefore a long discharge time for the capacitor. Let us see the full wave rectifier. The diagram shows the full wave rectifier. It consists of the high voltage transformer. Then there are two diodes, that is A and B, and there will be a capacitor for reducing the ripple voltage and the load resistance RL. Let us see the operation of rectifier using full wave rectifier for the positive half cycle and negative half cycle. During positive half cycle, the rectifier A is forward biased and rectifier B is reverse biased. That is, diode A is forward biased and diode B is reverse biased, which is shown in the figure. During positive half cycle, the terminal near the anode of A will becomes more positive compared to terminal near to B. The diode A is forward biased and the current is flowing via A, and the diode B is reverse biased. Let us see the current direction. The current will flow via A to the capacitor C and to the transformer, which is shown by the symbol. green. The current will flow like this in the green symbol. During positive half cycle, rectifier A is forward bias and rectifier B is reverse biased, and the current is flowing via diode A to the load resistance and to the transformer. The capacitor charges through rectifier A. And during negative half cycle, diode B is forward biased. Let us see the diagram symbol for the current direction for the positive half cycle. The blue line represents the current direction through the positive half cycle. Therefore, the capacitor charges through rectifier A during the positive half cycle. And during negative half cycle, diode B is forward biased and diode A is reverse biased. See the diagram. Now the terminal nearer to B will becomes positive in the transformer, and terminal near to A, the anode of the diode A, will becomes negative. Therefore, diode B is forward biased, diode A is reverse biased. Now the current will flow via the symbol plus to the B and via load resistance and to the transformer, negative. So this is the direction of the current flowing through the negative half cycle, which will be represented by the symbol green. See the diagram. It is the current direction. Now the capacitor charges through rectifier B. It is a symbol for the charging current. This is the diagram for the full wave rectifier waveform. First one is the input AC voltage, high voltage AC. The diagram shows the voltage with respect to time for the input voltage for the first one. And the second one represents the output voltage without capacitor and with capacitor. The capacitor is used to reduce the ripple voltage. During positive half cycle, diode A conducts. During negative half cycle, diode B conducts. Therefore, both for the positive half cycle and negative half cycle, we will get the rectified voltage. The difference between charging and discharging is represented as del V. It is the positive half cycle and it is the negative half cycle. During negative half cycle also, the diode B conducts and the voltage is rectified. The input voltage is rectified and we will get the output DC voltage. It is the pulsating DC. In order to rectify the pulsating, that is the ripple voltage, we are going for the capacitor. The capacitor is charged via the rectifier A during the positive half cycle, and during negative half cycle, the capacitor is charged via B. Also, the charging and discharging takes place. The difference between charging voltage and discharging voltage is called as del V. The del V is very small compared to half wave rectifier. So, the ripple voltage is small compared to half wave rectifier for the full wave rectifier. So, it is a charging and discharging. It is discharging and then again charging, then again discharging, again charging, again discharging. It is the output across the capacitor. Let us see the circuit operation of full wave rectifier. During positive half cycle, the capacitor gets charged through rectifier A, and while rectifier B is reverse biased. During positive half cycle, the capacitor gets charged through rectifier A, and while rectifier B is reverse biased. In the negative half cycle, the capacitor charges through rectifier B while rectifier A is reverse biased. Hence, full wave rectifier output voltage is obtained. The source transformer requires center tapped secondary with peak voltage rating of 2V max. The source transformer, that is the input transformer, requires center tapped secondary with a peak voltage rating of 2V max. The capacitor value is chosen such that time constant RC is at least 10 times the time period of AC supply, like a half wave rectifier. And the rectifier valve must be PIV of at least 2 Vmax. The same thing is used for the half wave rectifier. The capacitor value is chosen such that time constant RC is at least 10 times the time period of AC supply. Then only we will get the proper waveform. Then the rectifier valve must have peak inverse voltage of at least 2 Vmax. The rectifier valve must have PIV of at least 2 Vmax. It is also like a half wave rectifier. The same thing is used in the half wave rectifier also. For DC voltages of 50 kilovolt and above, that is more than 50 kilovolt, like half wave rectifier, the electron tube rectifier valve is of special construction due to presence of high electrostatic field is used, and during non-conduction period, the heater filament and the cathode experience mechanical forces due to field gradient. During non-conduction period, the heater filament and the cathode experience mechanical forces due to field gradient. For more than 50 kilovolt, the electron tube rectifier valve is of special construction is used, and during non-conduction period, heater filament and the cathode experience mechanical force. Therefore, the cathode will covered by the protective grid. Anode is firmly fixed to the valve cover on one side. The anode is not affected, so the anode is firmly fixed to the valve cover on one side. Cathode and heater filament are covered with protective grid since they experience a high mechanical force. The protective grid is made up of steel mesh maintained at cathode potential on the other end of the valve. A single electron tube of PIV 250 kilovolt is available. Electron tube of peak inverse voltage of 250 kilovolt is also available. Instead of a rectifier, we are going for the electron tube. In the present modern high voltage laboratories, semiconductor rectifiers are used like a half wave rectifier. The same thing will be used for the full wave rectifier also. It is made up of silicon diodes and it is having peak inverse voltage of 1 kilovolt to 2 kilovolt. It is also same like a HOWR, that is half wave rectifier. And for high voltage generation, selenium stacks of maximum peak inverse voltage of 500 kilovolt are used without use of voltage grading capacitors. For high voltage generation, selenium stacks of maximum peak inverse voltage of 500 kilovolt are used without use of voltage grading capacitors. Let us see about the ripple voltage. The ripple voltage is reduced compared to half wave rectifier. For the full wave rectifier, since the charging and discharging time is not having length duration, it is only having small duration, since the time between the two half cycles is very low. Let us see the ripple voltage. The output voltage contains ripple and DC output voltage is less than maximum AC input voltage. Output voltage contains ripple without capacitor. So the capacitance will reduce the ripple voltage, and DC output voltage is less than maximum AC input voltage. The ripple frequency is twice the input AC supply frequency, and ripple is less as compared to the half wave rectifier. Thank you.